Have you ever looked around and wondered, how is everyone else doing this? How are they keeping up with work, answering texts, remembering birthdays, meal planning, exercising, paying bills, cleaning the house, making appointments, and somehow still having energy left over for hobbies? Meanwhile, you're standing in your kitchen because you opened the refrigerator and completely forgot why. Or you're staring at an email you've needed to answer for 3 days. Or you've been carrying the same basket of clean laundry from room to room for a week. You know what needs to happen. You want to do it, but your brain just doesn't. And somewhere along the way, maybe you started believing the story that so many neurodivergent people are told. Maybe I'm just lazy. Maybe I'm not trying hard enough. Maybe everyone else got the instruction manual except me. If any of that sounds familiar, I want you to hear this before we go any further. You're not broken. You never were. You've just been trying to build your life using instructions that were never written for your brain. Welcome to the Personal Code Podcast. I'm Danielle, and each week we're going to explore how neurodivergent brains actually work. Not so you can become someone else, but so you can stop fighting yourself and start building a life that fits. So grab a cup of coffee, settle into your favorite chair, or keep walking the dog if that's where you're listening. Let's get into it. Imagine someone handed you furniture from IKEA, but instead of the correct instructions, they gave you the manual for building a bicycle. You'd probably spend hours trying to make sense of it. You'd wonder why nothing fits. Eventually, you'd assume you weren't good at assembling furniture, but the problem was never you. You had the wrong manual. That's what growing up neurodivergent often feels like. From the time we're little, we're taught rules that sound something like, if you just try harder, everyone gets overwhelmed. You need to be more organized. You just need more discipline. If it mattered enough, you'd do it. Those messages become our instruction manual. So every time something feels harder than it should, we don't question the manual, we question ourselves. One of the things I see over and over in clients, in conversations, and honestly in my own life is that shame often shows up before curiosity. Instead of asking, I wonder why this is hard for me, we ask, what's wrong with me? That single question changes everything, because shame shuts down learning. Curiosity opens it. If you've spent years believing you're failing at life, it's hard to imagine that maybe the system, not you, is the thing that needs to change. Let's translate what's happening in plain English. Your brain isn't a broken version of someone else's. It's running a different operating system. Think about trying to install software designed for one computer onto a completely different one. When it doesn't work, you don't blame the computer. You recognize that the software wasn't built for it. Many neurodivergent adults spend years trying to install someone else's operating system onto their own brain. No wonder they're exhausted. No wonder they're burnt out. No wonder everything feels like it takes twice as much energy. It's not because they're weak. It's because adaptation takes energy. Constant adaptation takes even more. Here's a question I want you to sit with. What if your goal isn't to become more neurotypical? What if your goal is to become more you? Not the masked version, not the version that never asks for help, not the version that says, I'm fine, while quietly falling apart. The real you, the one who's been adapting for so long that you may not even remember what comes naturally anymore. That's where this podcast is headed. Not toward perfection, toward understanding. Here's something to notice this week. How often do you say one of these phrases? I'm sorry. I should be able to. Why can't I just... Those tiny sentences often reveal where shame has quietly taken over. You don't have to change them today, just notice them. Awareness is where change begins. This week, I want you to replace one question. Instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Try asking, what is my brain trying to tell me? Maybe it's telling you you're overstimulated. Maybe it's telling you you're out of capacity. Maybe it's telling you that you've been masking all day. Or maybe it's simply asking for rest. Notice what changes when you approach yourself with curiosity instead of criticism. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with one thought. You probably spent years collecting evidence that you're failing. Over the next several weeks, we're going to start collecting different evidence. Evidence that your brain has patterns, evidence that your needs make sense, evidence that your struggles have explanations, and evidence that building a life around your brain is far more sustainable than trying to build your brain around everyone else's expectations. If this episode resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And if someone came to mind while you were listening, someone who spent years believing they're broken, share this episode with them. Because sometimes the most healing words we can hear are these: you're not broken. You never were. You were just handed the wrong manual. Until next time, take care of your brain, because it's been taking care of you all along.